Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at two new Pat McGrath products that she released for the holidays for her Celestial Divinity collection. What I have here is one of the quads. This is Interstellar Icon, and then the other item is a new entry to her lineup of complexion products. This is going to be the Sublime Skin Highlighter in the shade Champagne Gold. Now, with the highlighter, she only released one shade along with the holiday collection, but I would imagine she would have more variety, more shade selection in the near future. So let's take a look at the quad and how it compares to last year's quads released during the holidays. All of those quads were of the Blitz Astral formula, which is different from the quads this year. So let's take a closer look. This was last year's quad packaging, and you're supposed to kind of unwind this string here, and then the product kind of sits in the middle. The shade names are actually on a separate card, whereas the quads this year, the shade names are printed on the back of the palette. This year's quad is made in the States with imported and US ingredients. The quads from last year are all made in Italy. This year's quad, interestingly, has slightly more product. Each pan, there are 4 total, is 2 grams or 0.07 ounces. Whereas last year's quads, I believe each one was 1.5 gram or 0.05 ounces. So I just thought that was interesting. However, when you're holding the two quads, the one from last year actually feels heavier. And initially I thought, oh, okay, maybe there's a product difference. Well, I think what it came down to, and honestly, they're both this lacquered finish, this thick plastic here. It's a high quality, it's a sturdy package, but I think the difference that may be resulting in the weight and how they feel is this gold backing here. You can see there's none, but this is plated, and I think it's just like another component that they stick onto the quad. It looks like otherwise these are identical. So just something that I've noticed and wanted to point out to you. Let's take a look at the actual color story of the quad. So this is Interstellar Icon. Of the 3 quads released this year, this was the only one that really caught my attention. Now, I recognize the formula on here. There's really no special shade. There's certainly not the Blitz Astral formula, but it just really caught my eye, and I thought I could really do something with it, create different looks with it. So it was inspiring to me, and that's why I decided to get this one. And compared to the Blitz Astral Quad from last year, all of the shades on here are of the Blitz Astral formula. They are special shades. And while it doesn't look like it, you can actually use the colors in here to create a complete look. And if you're interested, I will throw up a link above for a tutorial and demo of the quad, and I'll put the links below as well. The other Astral Blitz quad that I have is Ritualistic Rose. And these shades are all special shades as well. They're of the same formula as the other quad we just looked at. The one we just looked at is called Nocturnal Nirvana, and if I had to pick between Ritualistic Rose or Nocturnal Nirvana, my choice is Nocturnal Nirvana because it's just so different from anything else that I have, and the looks you can get is just really, really beautiful. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and swatch the quad from this year, Interstellar Icon. Now, I hope I am not messing up the names, but if I do, please let me know below. I am going by what's printed on the back, but I think one of the names is just kind of throwing me off here. This is what the shades look like on my fingers. This is Hypnotique. This is Golden Polaris. This shade here should be Divine Dahlia, and I believe this is Blue Blood. So because the word blue is in it, I just think it should be like this one, but it's not. The placement of the names clearly indicate Blue Blood is a shade on the bottom, so I'm fairly certain it's this. If I got it wrong, please let me know. Ooh, that's beautiful. They're all beautiful. Without even getting to the end of this video, I can just confirm right now, right away, that the quality is McGrath quality. So if some of you guys were wondering, you know, is this going to be the same because it's not made in Italy, it's made in the States with imported ingredients mixed with ingredients made from the States, like could that have anything to do with it? I think given these shades, these finishes, it is McGrath quality. They feel really nice when I was swatching them, and I just didn't feel like there was any you know, skipping or just texturing that didn't feel like it should be part of this formula. Moving on to the highlighter. From the packaging, it might look like you would open it the same way, but it actually has a little slip. So you open it like this, and then the product is inside. The highlighter, which I already have out because it's quite sturdy, it's quite heavy. This is what it looks like. And I could not tell from any of the promotional photos that it was going to be a heavy compact of sorts. Like, that is substantial. It really surprised me, honestly, because in the photos, this size or this circumference also looked a little bit bigger. No complaints. I think this is a perfect size. You can easily, you know, put a bigger brush in it as well and use it as like shoulder or body highlighter. So I think this is fine the way it is. It was just a little surprising because of this top that was just very, very heavy. I feel like the packaging for the highlighter is aligned with, you know, that luxe packaging we expect to see from McGrath. So I would say this was a pleasant surprise. This will look fantastic sitting on a vanity or even just kind of propped up like this. Regarding the product, where it's made and how much product you get, it's 6.5 grams or 0.22 ounces, and it is made in Taiwan. Just gonna swatch it for you. This is what it looks like on my finger, and this is in the shade Champagne Gold. And it is a beautiful highlighter. I think this is a pretty standard highlighter color to release as the first one in, you know, what I would imagine a lineup of highlighters. It's a color that's fairly universal. I think it's beautiful. I have it on the high points of my cheeks, my forehead, nose, chin. Before we head on to the demo, I'm going to take one of the Blitz Astral Quad, swatch that, so you guys can see what the special formulas look like. And since I was going on and on about Nocturnal Nirvana, that is the quad I will swatch. These are the shades on my fingers. Look at this. Isn't that just everything? It's everything. Got this kind of antique gold, green, blue shimmer shade, the purple. I would say of the 4 shades in the quad, the purple is probably a bit more challenging to work with. You can see I still have a lot of pigment on my finger, so it doesn't slide around as easily, but you can definitely build it up and there isn't actually a ton of fallout. But my favorite shade from the quad is gonna be this duochrome here. Gorgeous. Okay, well, let's head on to the demo. I'll see you guys afterwards. We'll start by taking Blue Blood and placing that onto the outer corners. Then we're taking Divine Dahlia and we're placing that just right here and then blending it towards the middle of the lid. Then we're putting Hypnotique in this area towards the center. And And then with Sonia G's Blending Pro from her Pro Eye set, we're going to take Golden Polaris and we're going to add that to the crease while buffing out the previous shades right underneath. All right, I'm going to put on some foundation, conceal these blemishes here, and then we'll be back for under the eyes. Taking a closer look at everything, I do want more blue right around here, so we're gonna go in and just add a little bit more. And I don't mind that we blend further to the middle of the lid. For under the eyes, we're just going to take the brush that I used earlier on the shade Blue Blood, and we're just smoking things out a little bit. I don't want to make it overly deep in color. So we're just taking what we have and diffusing it onto the lower lash line. And we're going to go almost all the way towards the inner corners. Then taking a small Q-tip, I'm going to clean up the wing here so that we get a more defined line. I'm just gonna go in and we're just gonna see. And I think we might, yeah, I think we'll come back in with a brush after too, to diffuse it a little bit more upwards. And then just making sure the bottom looks clean. And any foundation we might have wiped away, I'll probably add back as well. For blush, I'm taking Suku's Powder Blush Palette, and this is in the Color Story 102. I'm going to take this kind of plummy blush here, and we're going to go with that shade today. Moving on to the highlight, let's get some of that on the cheeks. This is softer than I had imagined, actually. Some on the nose. For lips, I'm taking Wayne Goss's lip liner. This is in Sepia, and we'll just line the lips. And for lipstick, we're going to take Hermes's Rose Ombre. This is one of the 3 limited edition fall colors, and this is in a satin finish. This is the finished look. When Pat McGrath first announced our holiday collection, I really thought I was going to get 80% of it. But after thinking about it some more, looking at the photos again and again, the 2 items that really caught my eye were Interstellar Icon, the quad, and of course the highlighter. I'm really glad I picked up one of the quads because this concept I think she's maybe playing around or testing is, can I release quads much like Charlotte Tilbury's quads, Tom Ford quads, you know, any other name brand you can think of that come up with quads where you can create complete looks. I really think this might be a test towards that. And if people are happy and they pick up these products, we could be seeing more quads in the future that are not only of the special formulas like Blitz Astral formulas. We might see more quads that have, you know, 1 matte shade and another satin shade, then 2 shimmers. So I think it'd be interesting to see. And I don't mind that she released these quads, or we might be seeing more of this type in the future. It would be nice though if she can release occasionally a quad or a small palette with just special formulas. That would be really, really fun. As for the highlighter, I think it's beautiful. I think the formula is great. It wasn't quite beaming the way that I thought it would be. I almost thought it was going to be like Hourglass's metallic strobe formula, where it's like one swipe and it's beaming. You can certainly build this up, and I have no issue with that. It was just, I didn't know what to expect, and I think whatever I chose to expect it was just a little different. I think once again, the formula is good. It's just not a standout product when you compare it next to her concealer and her eyeshadow formulas and the color stories with those. But if you are looking for something really nice to have on your vanity and you need a highlighter, or you're thinking of gift ideas, I would say this one would still put a smile on many people's face. It does for me, so I'm so glad I grabbed it. Let me know what you think of her holiday collection, and if you ended up ordering anything. A word about shipping. I ordered from her website on the day she released both the highlighter and the quads. And I think it was like maybe a couple of minutes when it was available on the website. And it took close to 10 days before I got a shipping notification. So if you are ordering anything, like on Black Friday, for example, expecting it to arrive before Christmas, you might want to reconsider and order from Sephora instead during the VIB sale, which is coming up very shortly here. So just so you know, there are going to be some processing delays and possibly shipping delays on top of that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you stick around, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified every time new content is released. See you guys next time. Bye.